Hi kids, it's DreamDucK here again for the University Starleague Christmas calendar, and this is the 15th calendar we're doing. That comes after 14. Do you guys know what comes after 15? I don't even have that many fingers, so I don't know. But it doesn't matter, because now we're going to light the candle. My mom has taught me to light the candle, but she also told me to not do that without adult supervision. Luckily enough, I have my cameraman. Hello, cameraman. He doesn't want to show himself. He's very shy. But let's light the candle. That gives me 2 lit candles. That's twice as many as 1. And with this, we're going right into the game, because who doesn't love a good game, right?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is DreamDuck of the University Starleague Christmas calendar, and today is day number 15. Yes, and with me I have
SpaceDucK.
SpaceDucK, yeah. Duck Norris and SupDuck has been costing a whole bunch of these calendars for the last few days, but actually I decided, you know, it's time to get back into the
We
the
wanted
costing.
some time in the limelight as well.
Yes, that's true, and this is your first time in the costing limelight in University Starleague, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, well, welcome in here.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you. SpaceDuck is our you're our documentations officer.
Yes.
He's taking care of all the VODs, uploading everything, and doing a lot of that stuff. So, yep. Here we are, and it's time to cost some StarCraft. And this is a game out of group, which wasn't, is it?
Group 11.
Group 11, exactly, and it's NVRLand. Oh, hey, let's give them the proper introductions. We should do that. You want to do that?
Yeah, sure. Down in the lower left corner, we have the green Protoss NVRLand.
Yay! And I did that really bad. I shouldn't move the camera around like that.
Okay, and up in the right corner, we have the red Protoss SPXylla.
Yeah! Awesome! And it's a while since I've seen any Xylla games, and I'm kind of missing them, because Xylla is a really good Protoss player. He's in Masters League, of course, and NVRLand, on the other hand, is in Diamond League.
Yes.
So this is a pretty high-level game, and we've seen a lot of very entertaining games out of Xylla. He's been playing at a bunch of our University Starleague show events. He played as one of the main players, and he's also challenged a bunch of the other players. And let's see what he's doing. Both players are opening up with a very, very standard opening here. You've got gas coming down, the gateways, the pylons, nothing very special, and very rarely do you see anything very special out of this opening, especially not in PvP.
No. Do you think we can expect the double 4 gate?
I think that on this map, it's of course possible, but it's very, very. I don't think so. I very much do not think so. And we see gas coming down here for Xylla. So let's see if there's a gas coming down. Yeah, there's a gas coming down for NVRLand as well. So I don't think we're gonna see that. I'm thinking, yeah,
A bit more tech.
yeah, I'm thinking robo builds of sorts. There's another gateway coming down for Xylla here. So he's going up to 2 gateways at least before he adds on any tech. He's got a scout here in NVRLand's base. So NVRLand, I'm thinking, is waiting with his tech until he gets his stalker out, so they can he won't be scouted. And there's another gateway coming down for him as well.
Yeah, pretty standard still.
Yeah, pretty standard still. Pretty much the same build. Of course, NVRLand's gateway's a little after. It's a little behind, but
He's got more economy now.
yeah,
though.
he's got a little more economy out of that.
Yes.
Now, Stalker's out looking for any proxy pylons, any scouts hiding in the bases, just the usual stuff, and another Stalker coming out. It's actually going to get chased down the scouting probe here. You know, every small victory is a victory, right?
Oh,
no,
he leaves it.
he turns around. He's expecting.
More important to hold that tower, I guess.
It could be, yeah, exactly. I think so, and I think he was. I think he was a little scared. It was a little scared for that other stalker from. He knows that Xylla must have a stalker out as well.
Yeah.
So it could have met him up, and possibly a few stalkers there could have done some damage. Although, you know, you can always run with the stalker, but whatever.
Yeah. But Xylla chooses a kind of weird place to leave his probe, I'm guessing.
Yeah, up here, Scylla's just hiding that probe to be able to run around and put down a proxy pylon of some sort. And oh, an expansion coming down for Scylla. And this is interesting. He's got sentries, yeah, holding a ramp. On the same time, in NVRLand's base, we see a robo coming up. So some aggression coming down from NVRLand, I'm guessing. Oh, and there's an engagement. The Stalkers here.
The Stalker micro is very important in these early engagements.
Very much so, and no permanent, well, very little permanent damage on one of the Stalkers for NVRLand. A little more.
Should probably turn
Xylla,
back
yeah,
around
and they need to turn around. These sentries would be able to force fill them in, and that's never a good situation to be in.
No.
But he's got Stalkers coming out. Stalkers and sentries trying to hold this ramp while it's taking his expansion, and it hasn't been scouted. NVRLand doesn't know, but he's putting down his expansion as well, and this is interesting because, you know, from the times I was laddering, the first Protoss to expand always died.
Oh, let's hope it's not that predictable anymore.
No, it's not that predictable anymore at all. It's a lot more geared into robotics play and a lot of a little more interesting builds, and people have learned to hold the 4 gates, so it's not as effective anymore at all.
True, true.
And an Immortal coming out for NVRLand. And the Robo just finished for Xylla as well. So we're going to see what he's going to switch it up to. He starts off with an Observer to figure out what his opponent's doing. And that's a very good idea, I think, with an expansion out like this. The question is, can he keep making workers, or does he have to start gearing up an army, trying to hold any pressure? Yeah.
And, NVRLand is also building an Observer now.
Yep.
And they're pretty much mirrored still in forms of compositions and stuff like that.
Yeah, they're quite close to each other in the harvester count. We see that there's only one worker differing. So they're, well, pretty much mirrored up now. The expansions had a little different timing, but the robotics had a little different timing as well. So basically, NVRLand has has a little more army in form of that Colossus. But the question is he going to put any pressure on with this? Because if it doesn't, then Xylla's going to be ahead with his robotics bay coming up. If NVRLand lets him finish his Colossus tech, then in that case it's going to be a little hard, because, well, in the end, yeah, the more Colossus usually still wins in PvP.
And NVRLand mining a lot of gas right now.
Yep.
While Xylla is almost up to 4 gases.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of gas coming up from NVRLand. Xylla's working on his 4th gas here. I'd like to see a little more tech. He's got a Warp Prism coming out as well.
That's always fun.
Yeah, Xylla's got a Warp Prism, and let's see what he's going to be able to do with that. Is he going to even load up a... No. It would be so much fun if we would load up a Colossus into that one and try to do some damage, but...
I've never seen anyone do that, actually.
No, oh, you haven't? I've
Immortal drops, I've seen. Colossus drops, very rare.
Yeah, it's quite rare, but it's happened, actually. I've seen that happen a little now and then. You know, if you manage to place them well, you're going to be able to do a lot of damage in the mineral line.
True, true.
That's true. And Xylla, I think, has scouted basically everything, yes. He knows pretty much exactly what's going on in the base of NVRLand with that Observer. I've been flying around. And
some really weird game sense by NVRLand here, moving all his units back to his mineral line. He must be expecting something.
Yeah, I think he really is expecting something. The question is, how did you... Oh, he has an Observer in the middle of the base, and he saw that Warp Prism coming out. So he's going to try to... stop that Warp Prism, but it has speed, and it has 2 Immortals in it, actually, which is, well, what he wanted to do a lot of damage with, but it didn't manage to do anything more than grab a cancel on 1 pylon. So that drop not being effective, really.
Not yet, anyway.
But you know, with the speed Warp Prism, they're so fast. He can harass a little here and there, trying to do a lot of, managing to do a lot of damage.
I think he will trap the army on the high ground.
He did do that, warping in a sentry, trapping the army on the high ground and dropping the 2 Immortals.
This is so much damage being dealt right here.
Yeah, but...
Will he get out?
Yeah, he got out with that warp prism, so not too bad. We have the Colossus tech is done as well for both players, and actually they're pretty much even on their extended thermal lance upgrade, together with a +1 upgrade, pretty much even as well. There's a second robotics though coming down for SPXylla, so SPXylla's going to be able to produce a lot more Colossi as soon as he's not supply blocked anymore. But he's building an Immortal as well, while trying to catch up to the number of Immortals of NVRLand, which is a whole bunch. And oh, he just keeps harassing quite well with these 2 Immortals in the Warp Prism. He's doing a lot of damage with those, I think.
Oh, and he's going into the main again, and those 3 Stalkers won't be able to handle the Immortals.
Nope, and he's losing 2 of them. The third one is going to go down quite quickly, and well, it just picks them up and flies away. That Warp Prism took a lot of damage, but I mean, it's still alive and it's got 2 Immortals in them.
Yeah, and both of the players have now the Twilight Council finished.
Yep.
So let's see if there's going to be any research done from that.
I'm thinking just the second tier upgrades. And of course, charge. I was gonna go into that. When you get enough of Colossi up, you want that charge for the Zealots to actually get in on the action and work as really effective meat shields. And if they charge as well, they split up your whole team, so or your whole group of units. Which and I hear this. Oh my God! These Immortals are trying to take out the Twilight Council, and they're going to be able to do that. I think.
They're going to finish that.
There's they managed to take out that. So no charge upgrade.
Oh my God!
And
this is so impressive.
Yeah, NVRLand pulling all of his workers. That's this is really as you said. This is quite impressive. It's showing the mark of a high-level player. SPXylla just keeps macroing, working his bases, and actually taking the third one. Going to start saturating now with workers. He's just poking around with this one, trying to look, scout out NVRLand's base, of course, and trying to figure out what's happening and see if he can do any damage. And Twilight Council. That's a good definition of damage, I think. Yeah, and
now the second Twilight Council is up, and let's see if charge will be researched again.
Thinking I'm gonna throw that in there. And he's got a bunch of Zealots coming to join up with this army. He's moving out now, and I think it's a good idea, because he's been tucked into his base quite nice and tight. Except for this observer just hanging around here. He doesn't have too much idea what's happening, and
he really needs to start doing damage now.
Yeah, he needs to start doing damage before SPXylla can. Well, I think that he's this base has already paid for itself. He's as well at 166 supply to 127. So he really would need to start doing some damage with this. And the Warp Prism again, moving in with those Immortals. He's got cannons here now, but cannons really aren't
very
gonna help.
effective.
No, not very effective against Immortals, and a large warp in as well. At the same time, it seems like NVRLand is trying to do a little damage on 2 fronts here. He's trying to bait the units out of the expansion. He might be able to take this Colossus down,
which would be great.
Which would be great. But at the same time, he's walking right into the expansion and manages to take a Colossus out. It was really badly positioned. He needs to micro this one back, though.
Yes,
it doesn't, so he loses that one, unfortunately. And it seems like, SPXylla has a huge Colossus count, and NVRLand just figures out there's no ID trying to battle that many Colossus, and with the third base up, of course, he had such an advantage.
Yes,
simple game, but hey, it's nice to see.
power of the Immortal drop.
Power of the Immortal drop. Yeah, SPXylla really showing off his micro here, together with his macro as well, of course.
Yes.
And well, that's it for day 14. Is it
15?
It's 15 today.
Yes.
Man, the times are moving so fast.
Yes. Only 9 days till Christmas.
9 days till Christmas. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah.
Yes.
Later.
Goodbye.